Hello and welcome to another what sold decently fast video. We're going by like the 90-day window, which would be 100% sell-through rate on eBay. That's what we're going by, but you'll see orders from both eBay and Poshmark. And before I get into this, I always like to say that if you're going to look at the numbers, the math won't math if you're just doing simple math, because there are variables I'm not going to share in this video. I'm simply going to tell you what someone bought the item for, what I paid for it, plus any fees associated, and then the profit afterwards. The profit is before taxes are taken out. All right, so short intro, let's go ahead and get into the items. Okay, so we are starting off strong. We are starting off with this Pomander Place dress sold by Tuckernuck on the Tuckernuck website. It's known as the Kenzo dress, and this one was a difficult one because it was my size. It's gorgeous. I was planning to go on a trip, and I was like, this will be a perfect dress, yada, yada, yada. So I was really torn. Should I sell it? Should I not? Should I wear it and then sell it for less? It was new with tags. I'm glad I made the choice to go ahead and sell it because it made a beautiful turnaround. I sold this on eBay in one day for $98. I could have sold it for up to $125, but listen, I was just gonna take it because I didn't pay that much anyways. I paid $8.50, so I'm gonna take $95. The fees on this were $14.55. I made a profit of $75.21, so really hard dress to let go of because as you can see, she is beautiful, beautiful dress. Whether you have these new with tags or without or used, I recommend picking this dress up because it's a hot commodity, okay? So keep your eye out for the Kenzo dresses by Pomander Place. Okay, next we have these Skechers Women's One-Piece Delights that's sold on Poshmark. And before I get into this Poshmark sale, I do want to take a second to talk about today's sponsor, which is PrimeLister. PrimeLister is a cloud-based software that helps with all of your automation needs on Poshmark. It's great because it's a set it and forget it formula, which works for me. I'm a busy mom. I don't have time to babysit a computer. So I really appreciate PrimeLister and what they do for me. And as you can see here, I've been using it for the past few months and it has made a significant difference. This past month has been my second highest grossing month on Poshmark thanks to PrimeLister and what it does. And the month before that is my highest, which is also thanks to PrimeLister as well. It has given me great results and I know it'll do the same for you. So feel free to use my link down below and it will give you 30% off of your very first month. Don't forget you also do get a 2-week trial without ever entering your billing information so that you can make sure it's the right fit for you. But yes, check that out and give them a try. I'm happy with my decision to go with PrimeLister. Okay, so back to what I was saying, these Skechers Women's One-Piece Delights V.2 Trafalgar Law sneakers. There's so much going on there. This has something to do with if I understand anime. It's an anime character show. I'm not versed in this, but it is something that has a following and there are people that like it. This was in my shoe death pile. I know. I'm covering my eyes. Don't look at me. I'm embarrassed that I let them sit in a death pile for a year before listing them. But they sold on Poshmark in 68 days after I finally listed them, after holding on to them for a year for no reason, for $90. We'll take it. I originally paid probably $5.29 for them. I don't remember them being a special price, and $5.29 is the average I would pay for shoes at that time. So it was somewhere around that price. I can't guarantee since it sat for a year in a death pile. Those Poshmark fees came for me $18. $18. But I still made a profit of $66.71, so I'll take it. Next we're going to a Free People dress, and this was a really cute little funky eclectic type bohemian dress. It was a really unique dress, a really cool little animal print type thing, and it sold on eBay in 30 days for $31.50. I figured this print would go in a decent time frame. I paid $1.50 for it. My fees were $5.43 along with a promotional fee of $2.04. I made a profit of $24 even. Okay, next we're moving on to a Chico's item. As you know, maybe you don't know if you don't really know me, I don't buy Chico's that much anymore. It's something that is hard for me to move. It's not hard for my sister to move. It's not hard for other people to move. It's hard for me to move. I don't know why. But because apparently dresses from Chico's, longer length dresses do have some sort of a sell-through rate, I've been trying them out. And this was an example of that, I guess. It is a Chico's maxi dress, which is a size, it's a size 2, which is like a 12 to 14. It was the gauzy type material, pink, login look, boho, all those kind of words, roll tab sleeves. This sold on Poshmark in 40 days for $37, which I'm thoroughly surprised by because like I said, this brand does not move for me I can't even get $20 for Chico's. So I'll take it. I'll keep experimenting, seeing what I can do with it. But the cost of goods was $3.50. The transaction fees, or seller fees, whatever we want to call them, $7.40. I made $26.10 on a brand I never, I won't say I'll never pick up, but I struggle to pick up. Okay, next we have a Maeve item, and this was a quick seller, and I figured it would be. It was a brand new with tags, Maeve Anthropology maxi skirt with a geometric print, very boho hippies. It's a very in style look right now. Maxi skirts that kind of give you a retro look, a retro feel are in right now. And I sold it on eBay in 11 days for $36. The cost of goods was $5.29. The seller fees were $6.29. I really shouldn't have put it on promotion, but I did, and it sold on there for $2.38. So I made a profit of $24.56. Next, we have a good old Peter Millar. Peter Millar, you know, if you get the right items, they're gonna sell, even with flaws. And that was this item. This, when I picked it up, it looked like it was in great condition. I missed looking at one area. That was the cuffs. The cuffs had cuts in them. Yeah, it is that item. Somebody cut the sleeves. They intentionally cut them. I missed that. I notated it. It was the only flaw with it. It did sell on eBay in 58 days for $22.50. So that's a huge flaw. I'll take it. $5.99 is what I had paid for it originally. The fees were $4.38. So I made a profit of $15.43 on an item I thought would not sell. Okay, next was a really cool Talbot's dress that I considered keeping too. And it was a Talbot's maxi dress, size XL. And it was a really long line, straight, fully button up dress with a tie waist with this really pretty palm design, kind of like resort wear, coastal wear kind of thing, coastal branding, all those kind of trends. And it sold on eBay in 51 days. It had a lot of really good things going on for it. It sold for $28. I paid $7.99 for it, so not the best turnaround. Let's see, did I meet my threshold? No, I did not meet my threshold. So I should have at least waited for $31.96 on it, but whatever. Once again, this was, I think I discussed it in the last video. This was a really rough time where I was just struggling in life, so lots of mistakes were made. Things were taken for less than I should have, but that's not bad. So I paid $7.99. The transaction fee was $5.40, so I made $19.29 on this really pretty dress. It also, I should have used the term goblin core because it fits that very much, but I did not use that, I don't think. Okay, next we have vintage Avon. Now this was a really cool dress. It did not have a tag on it, and it took reverse image search for me to figure out it was an Avon dress. So am I 100% sure it's vintage? Not really, but the other ones listed I found said it, so we went with it. So it was a really cool handkerchief dress where the hemline was asymmetric with that handkerchief line. Brown, what was it, like brown, teal, and orange. And it reminded me so much of like sports teams. There's a few sports teams it looks like. We had all the good words going for it. We had satin, we had tie waist, Y2K, boho, floral, hippie. I could have wrote 70s style. I could have wrote a few different things. Wrote is not a word. I don't know why I said that. It sold on eBay in 12 days for $25. I paid $2.65 for it. My fees were $4.82, so I made a profit of $20.32. Okay, next we're moving on to another vintage item. This is a vintage Old Navy denim overalls, which I knew would sell fast, even with the flaw. There was like a hole in the leg. They were like blue denim from the 90s. The year on it was 99, so I made sure to notate that. We're talking about a very early Y2K, late 90s type look. So I kind of went with both keyword terms because it sat right in the middle of the two popular transitions in fashion. And I probably didn't even need to do all that even because Old Navy denim overalls that are vintage are going to sell. Overalls are really big this year anyways. It sold on Poshmark in 11 days for $30. I paid $5.29. The transaction fee or seller fee was $18.71. No, it was $6, sorry. I made a profit of $18.71. That's what I was trying to say. Next, we're moving on to a Lily Pulitzer item, and this was actually found by, was it found by me or my daughter? I can't remember, but I offered to let her keep it, but she was like, no, I want you to make money. So she let me sell it. A Lily Pulitzer girls ship dress, size 7. All the expected things. It had embroidery. It was coral, coastal, resort type wear. Southern, you know, all those kind of things. We know Lily sells itself when it's the right prints especially. So it sold on Poshmark in 12 days for $35, which is great for a kid's item. I paid $3.99 for it at a thrift store and the fees were $7. So I made a profit of $24.01. Next, we're going to mention a maxi skirt, and it was by Maggie Barnes. Okay, so I've had questions in the past about Maggie Barnes. Is it a good brand to pick up or is it not? It is a brand that you can factor stack. I have bought Maggie Barnes and Maggie Barnes for Catherine's, I think is the other title, multiple times for bread and butter with factor stacking. So this here was I wrote a maxi skirt, but I feel like the length looked like a midi. Maybe it was a maxi. It was one of the two. Looking at the picture, it looks shorter, but I put a maxi skirt. It was a size 1X. So let's talk about this. Maggie Barnes itself is not, I wouldn't say a great brand necessarily. Here's what is. A maxi skirt or a midi skirt, a 1X, pleating, floral, breathable. These are all words people look for. Stretch, plus size looks for stretch, okay? When you're looking for, that's a key word for plus size clothing. I probably could have used some other words in there. Let me look at it. It probably was bloom core maybe. It might have went into goblin core. There's a lot of ways we could have gone about this. I probably could have spun it a little bit for a retro fit type style. But yeah, if you find the right things to stack about it, you can sell it for bread and butter. And for example, I sold it on eBay in 22 days for $19. I paid $2 for it, so I was more than willing to take $19 for it. The fees were $4.02, so the gross profit was $15.65. So that's my 2 cents on Maggie Barnes. It can be sold for bread and butter with the right attributes. Okay, in this video, I'm gonna do one more. I don't want these too long. I don't like taking up your guys' time. This is a Vuori item, and oh no, I'm saying it wrong. We've been over this. If you don't know, I have a video talking about this. I'll link it below. It's pronounced Vuori. So it's Vuori Halo Performance Hoodie. It's not Vuori, it's not Viori, Vuori. It's a little more fancy schmancy actually in the way they say it, but we're gonna go with Vuori. So this is a Vuori Halo Performance Hoodie 2.0 in a size XXL, 4-way stretch. Dream knit black wingtip zip. I took all the keywords that were actually given for the item according to the website. I think this, yeah, it was still on the website because Vuori sells itself. I don't have to worry about marketing for a certain style. There, I said Vuori again. I'm trying to get out of that. Vuori sells itself. It doesn't need a lot of help at all because it's really the like hot commodity kind of athleisure, athletic wear line right now. So yeah, I just used the words. You could put the most simple description. I could have just said Vuori hoodie, black, stretch, you know, like those kind of things, drawstring or whatever it had in the size, and it still would have sold. So it sold on Poshmark in 3 days for $49. I paid $3.50 for it, which is, I love when you're at the thrift store and they haven't caught on to Vuori and they price it whatever. But the fees are $9.80. So I made a profit of $35.70 on this Vuori hoodie. All right, I will come back with another video. I have plenty to film right now. I'm trying to knock them out. But go ahead and check out this video here to see some more on my channel, and I will see you over in that video.